Quiet on set, please. So who are you?
Oh, I am Duncan Banks, the director of the Further Faster Network in the UK and Ireland. Take one.
So, what does a church that unchurched people love actually look like?
It's interesting you asked me that. I was in the gym just the other day and somebody asked me that same question. We were on the treadmill. He said, what do I do for a job? I told him I help church leaders create irresistible churches. And he went, so what does an irresistible church actually look like? Because I don't go to church. So we both turned our machines off and I told him, there are 6 things we think that make a church irresistible. And you know what? After I told him, he said, don't tell anybody else because I'm an atheist. But if there was a church like that in my community, I'd go. First off, the church is for its local community. It endears itself to its local community. Often the church is known for what it's against women and against everything else. We want the church to be known for what it's for. We want the community to be really glad that we're there. First off, we want them to know that we're there. And we certainly want them to be better off because we're there. I mean, how are you doing on that? Check out your social media, your Instagram, your Facebook page. Is it all about you? Or is it about your local community? That'll give you a good insight. So being for the community is the first thing. Second thing is, we create irresistible environments. You know what it's like if you go into a new coffee shop in town and it's cold and the coffee's bad and the welcome's horrible and the seats are uncomfortable, you never go back. And yet if the environment's irresistible, if it's warm, if the coffee's great and you get a great welcome, then you tell your friends and you keep coming back. Well, so often church is easy to resist. We want to create irresistible environments. Third thing that makes a church irresistible, we think it's engaging presentations. Not necessarily true presentations. I believe that they're biblical and they're true, but just engaging. What makes a presentation engaging? Well, I think that the content is helpful. It helps people in their everyday life. It takes the beauty of the scriptures and makes it accessible and applicable to people's everyday lives. Fourth thing, we prioritize the next generation. We prioritize kids and young people. I mean, 5 days a week, parents drag their kids to school. Wouldn't it be amazing if at the weekend, kids were dragging their parents to your church? Mum, Dad, we've got to go. They're doing this really cool thing. I don't want to go to Granny's this weekend. I want to go to church. We prioritize the next generation. Fifth thing, we give people an opportunity to serve, to find their place, to volunteer. Why? Because when they do that, it stops becoming your church, starts becoming my church. I join the mission of the church. And then finally, we connect people into life-giving relationships. We connect people into small groups. Because we honestly believe that if we're going to grow people up spiritually, we have to connect them relationally. Life is so much better when it's connected, right? So they're the 6 things that we think make churches irresistible. It's not rocket science, but when you put budget and energy towards those things, we've discovered that church starts to grow.
How does the Further Faster Network help church leaders create those kind of irresistible churches?
Yeah, we call it our 3C strategy. 3 C's. First C, content. We give leaders incredible content for adults, for kids, for teenagers. We use the orange material for kids and teenagers, and lots of North Point material, Andy Stanley material that's available for adults, for preachers, for people to put together sermon series that really engage. So content is the first thing. Second thing, it's connection. We connect like-minded leaders so they don't feel lonely on the journey. They can talk to each other in call groups. We gather all our lead pastors together monthly, all our small group leaders, all our kids directors and youth workers, and a whole bunch of people in ministry. We gather them together regularly on calls so that they can hold hands, make friends, and feel like they're not alone on the journey. The final C is coaching. We sometimes bring ministry area experts into churches and help people overcome problems and get better at what they're doing. We bring some experts from around the world right into your church so that you can be better at reaching unchurched people. And because we're really generous as a network, do you want a fourth C? The fourth C is context. We contextualize this so that wherever it comes from, we help you to apply it to your church, to your people, to your demographic, to your situation. So they're the 3/4 C's. That's our strategy for helping church leaders grow by reaching unchurched people. So if this has sparked something in you and you're starting to think, I want to push this a little bit further, your next step is to fill out our church assessment tool. You can find it on our website, just here. And it's free, and it'll help you to see how you're doing in your church in reaching your community in those 6 areas. And if you're low on some of your scores, then we'd love to step in and help you and encourage you and give you what you need to raise those scores. And if you're knocking it out of the park with some of those scores, then we still want to know, we still want to hear from you, because we want to learn what you're doing so that other churches can benefit as well. Let's do this journey together.